Hello everyone, and this is my another Descent Journey in the Dark 2nd edition strategies and tactics. If I get that out of the way, I'll start introducing the Berserker. That's like get a bit more focus. Yeah, that's it. You like focusing, don't you? Oh, well, let's start out with what you start with straight away. You get the chipped great axe. It's actually not all that bad really, considering it's a two-handed weapon. Yay for two-handed. Not much to go on there really. So what kind of skill do you get straight from the start? How about the rage? So it already takes up one of your actions, and when you use it, it's literally just to perform an attack with a melee weapon, of course, and it just deals an extra damage, taking one of your stamina. It's not bad to start with, you know. You just don't want to use it when it's absolutely not necessary. For example, fighting a goblin minion, or when you roll an X. Don't roll an X. So, what exactly can you buy? Well, let's start off with the basics, shall we? How about cripple? It takes 2 stamina, this one, and you exhaust it and choose a monster adjacent to you, and you test your might. And if you pass, the monster is immobilized. That's the word, if, and it's 2 stamina off of you straight away. Now don't get me wrong, it can be quite handy. It's like all monsters get 2 actions, but only one of them can only be an attack. So the other option is for the Overlord to move or grab an objective if they need one. And this is where this will come in handy, because they can't grab objectives or move anywhere if they are immobilized. But considering there's not that many quests available for the Overlord to grab like some objectives, then it becomes a little bit more useless. See, that's the only thing I could think of where it would actually come in handy. I myself would probably just skip this one anyway. It is only 1 of your experience points, but it's 2 stamina, and it's like, if you pass the test, it becomes immobilized. Of course, it's a warrior type, so you shouldn't really fail it. However, I have seen some that has failed before, even with a might of 5. What else is available? So how about brute? That's right, get in focus. Thank you. So as you can automatically see, +4 health seems to be quite handy already. And when you stand up or revived, either, you get to recover 2 more health. And it's like, that's it. That's all it is. 4 health and recover 2 health when you stand up or get revived, just for 1 experience point. Very good. Perhaps an almost instant buy straight away. However, you might want to buy this one straight away, the counter attack. And it's like, after an adjacent monster resolves an attack that affects you, so whether it's got blast, and they're really stupid if they've got blast and they've attacked you that's right adjacent to you. Or are they? Blast is fun anyway. Yeah, so you exhaust the card and you perform an attack with a melee weapon, of course. All warriors tend to have like melee weapons, so yeah. But sometimes they do have some range if you buy them. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. After the attack is resolved, the monster continues its activation as normal. Unless it's dead, of course. And it's only just 1 stamina just to make a counter attack, which is exactly that. It is literally just when when a monster attacks. That means if it hits or doesn't hit, or if it fails to do any damage due to good rolling on armor, it doesn't matter. It still counts as an attack, as you still use that just for 1 stamina. An attack in the Overlord's turn is always fun, because it saves you doing an action to make an attack on your turn. So you still have those 2 actions free. That's definitely one I'd definitely go after. Probably more straight away than the Brute card. Game focus, that's it. Because literally you don't really need this like straight away. A lot more handier when it comes down to Act 2, but still a good one to choose. But definitely probably counter attack straight away. What about other options though? You always like other options. I like other options. So let's have a look at the second part of the 2 experience points, which is weapon mastery. So each time you perform an attack with either 1 melee weapon with 2 hand icons or 2 melee weapons with 1 hand icons. What is really the point of that? Literally, I can't think of any great reasons why you want to have 2 one-hand melee weapons. The only reason that you'd only do that is if you pick the skirmisher class. Now, if you're watching this while the video's just been made not that long ago, then you might be wondering, what's the skirmisher class? Well, that's out next year, unless you're actually watching this video sometime, which would be next year or some other time, then it would be already out in a expansion, which I forgot what it's called, but we're not talking about that, we're talking about the Berserker. Yeah, so you want to have a 2-handed melee weapon. Anyway, so you can exhaust the card to add a surge. That is just awesome. No stamina required. It's just exhaust the card to add a surge. Yeah. Can't go wrong with that, literally. More surges the better. All depends on the kind of weapon. As you've seen with that chipped axe, that takes 2 surges, so yeah, you more than likely might at least roll 1 of them, but still there are other better weapons. So what about others? How about the charge? It's moving up to your speed and perform an attack just like that. Just 1 action to do that, to do a move and attack. Takes 2 stamina though. Is it really worth it? It can be, because you might want to be getting to like your objectives a lot more quicker, and to clear a path really. So you use that, and then you make your attack, and on your other action, if there's still monsters in the way, or it's a big monster and it's got a lot more health, doing another attack. All for just 2 stamina. I really do like that one. I do like that one. But what about this one? Now, this is the Whirlwind, which is as an action, okay. So you perform an attack with a melee weapon. Nah, really? I was going to use a bow instead. And it's targeting all adjacent monsters. So it's like if you've got a spear or something with reach, that's not going to affect anyone with reach because it states all adjacent monsters. And you make one attack roll, and of course each monster does its defense separately. It is. Why am I dropping the cards? Jeez. It is just one stamina. I have a slight problem with this, and not at all. There's two reasons why I said that. One, okay, yes, it is one stamina to attack everyone around you. Sounds really good. However, you have to remember on how many heroes there are in play. If there's 2 heroes, there's not going to be many monsters to deal with. If there's 4, then this card would be awesome. If there's 3, then that all depends. Because sometimes some overlords prefer to go for the big huge monsters, so therefore there's not going to be many small monsters. But if there is at least like 4 heroes in play, then yeah, this card is actually quite handy. Otherwise, if it's just 2, it's not. If it's 3, then it all depends. So yeah. But then you got the major ones, which is the 3 experience points. Death Rage. So you it's an action. So you perform an attack and use a surge. Do 1 damage for every 2 health your hero has on your hero sheet, using 2 stamina. This could be really powerful. It is still 2 stamina, so it's quite costly. Although it works a lot more better if you have a healer in the party. If the healer's in the party and they're paying attention to what you have, then they're going to be healing you to almost maximum health. And then you could just really absolutely murder whatever you're going to attack. Unless you roll an X. You don't want to roll an X when using these skills, because it takes stamina. Otherwise, if it's like you're down on the floor, then you're not going to be doing much. It does take a surge as well, so if you don't roll that surge, you're going to be in trouble. However, remember with that weapon mastery, you're going to get that surge. Unless you already exhausted it for some strange reason. Why would you want to exhaust it? For no reason. You only exhaust this card if you're not going to well, if you're going to use something like this or one of your more important skills, or if you want to hit a shadow dragon. Stupid shadow dragons. I like them really. And then you got the execute. Ooh, sounds very fun. And so you perform an attack with a melee weapon. No, really, I was going to use my bow. No, I don't want to use a bow. I want to use a staff. Let's say staff, because bow's overused now. Right, and after the dice are rolled, you exhaust the card. Gain X damage, where X is the amount of stamina suffered. Now, you might be thinking that it's not as good as the Death Rage itself. but that makes you do 2 stamina, and if you don't have 2 stamina then you can't use the card. Plus it takes a surge as well, plus you also need the health. With this you don't. It's using after the dice are rolled, so even if you do roll an X, well, you're not going to lose any stamina at all. So this one is a lot more, how to say, I can't think of the words now, but it's a lot more, no, I've lost the word. How dare I lose the word? Well, never mind. Yeah, well, so it's your option to do 1, 2, 3, or if your warrior has 4 stamina, then you could do 4 after you hit. How nice is that? Technically those two are like lieutenant killers and big monsters really, like giants. So let's find out what you want to be finding. You can't go wrong with the hand bow. I mean, literally, it's a trinket. It gives you something to shoot with. Of course, all those skills was just using melee weapons, but still, getting something to use for shooting could actually help, especially if you're slow. But then that's always a good card. Mana Weave. Exhaust to add a surge. It means it's like if you have the weapon mastery, exhaust to get a surge. Using this, exhaust will get a surge. So if you're going to use 2 attacks, you could use one of the surges with weapon mastery, and then next attack you use that. Or if you didn't roll any surges and you want to use 2 of the surges, then you can use both of these. I mean, that's sick. Get it. A lucky charm, just in case. Re-roll an attribute test. You know, always can come in handy. And a ring of power. Getting an extra stamina, since most of the skills take stamina anyway. Actually, I think it's half of them. It's a bit more than half. Elven Boots. 1 more movement point at the start of your turn, just to get a lot more closer to your targets. You know, your victims. The Heavy Cloaked help you survive a little bit more better, to ignore a surge. Ignore a surge as in when the Overlord rolls a surge and you want to ignore one of them. You can use that. Oh, there's always Chainmail, giving you an extra grey dice. Oh no, your speed is reduced to 4 and it cannot be increased above 4. Oh no, warriors tend to have a movement of 3 or 4. But it just gives you that extra grey dice. Oh, there's leather armor. It's cheaper than chainmail. Gives you more health. And an additional brown dice. You know, it's so-so. The Bearded Axe. I mean, seriously, it's literally after resolving the pierce. If there's no defense to it, then you do an additional +2. And one of the surges is pierce of +2. So you're doing a pierce of 3. Just wrong. It's wrong. Especially with the likes of weapon mastery, you know, giving you a surge. So yeah, try and find that. The Iron Battle Axe. There's nice stuff that's going on there. It's almost as good as the bearded axe, really. It's cheaper too, except that you have to use your surges a lot more to do more damage. But still, try and find that if you wish. And then you got something with reach, the halberd. You could suffer the stamina to reroll a power dice. But since most of the Berserker cards require... Wow, I just picked up a card that didn't have anything. Right, that's what I wanted. Having a stamina usage. I'm losing my words. Might not want to have the halberd, but it's just to have reach, that's all. What about in Act 2? What are you going to be looking for in Act 2? How about the Ironbound Ring, giving you +2 health? And of course, if you roll 1 or more blanks when rolling defense dice, which goes well with the leather armor, you add 1 shield to your results. It's trying to help you survive a bit more better. Plus, giving you more health means you could go for the death rage. For more health you have, the more damage you can do. As long as you hit and as long as you roll a surge, which even if you don't, you should actually have the weapon mastery up and running, or the mana weave. You got the Black Iron Helm, giving you health, dropping them again, giving you more health, and 1 more shield bonus. Yeah. And you can have up to 2 trinkets. These will be awesome if you find them. And you have enough money to get them, because that will go well with the death rage. But that's the thing, only if you get them. There's no guarantee that you could get them, and there might not be enough money left over. So what else have we got to look forward to? The Obsidian Scale Mail. So you can't be cursed. It's a black dice, so you're going to be well off. And each time you are attacked and suffer no damage, you recover 2 stamina, which, let's face it, it's what you want, because you're going to be using a lot of stamina with this class. However, you can only perform one of the action skills or abilities per turn. There was like let's see, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 skills that uses the skill thing. Skill thing? Ah, I'm losing my words. So, yeah, why it is pretty good where you get your stamina back. You're only going to be using 1 of them. But then you'll probably be only using 1 of them anyway each turn. Maybe not even each turn, maybe none. What about the plate mail? Your speed is now 3. Oh no, you can't equip runes. Oh no! But you get black dice. But your speed is 3. With the Berserker, you do want to get into close quarters with your enemies. If your speed is already 3 anyway, then this is fine. If not, you might want to think about if you want it or not. I don't know. How about some scale mail? grey dice. And before rolling a dice, you can suffer stamina to add an additional brown dice. Or don't suffer any stamina and just carry on with that. Unless you really need the health. The health that goes with the death rage thing, where you do need the health. It's a tricky one, that is. What kind of other stuff are you looking for on this? Still great sword, you know, once per attack, reroll a power dice with a pierce of 2. Yeah, it's not too shabby really. Quite basic. Only 200 cash. Or how about something that's a lot more fun? The grinding axe. 2 surges for 5 damage, and that goes well with the weapon mastery, of course. You're rolling 3 dice. There's a potential of at least rolling at least 2 surges. If not, you still got your weapon mastery, so you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Try and find that as best as you can. And the obsidian great axe. When you defeat a monster, recover a stamina. Yep. Maybe the best one. I did say maybe, because it all depends. It is only recover just the one though, so it's like using the death rage, which takes 2. And if you roll at least 2 surges, so you use one of them for that one and another one for that one. If you're not going to make another attack, or you can't or anything, you use your weapon mastery, get another surge. Or if you've got 3 surges anyway, don't forget you can always use one of the surges to get a stamina back. So you should be able to kill it just using that if you've got enough health. And if you kill it, you get a stamina back. So you're doing that for free. I don't really have anything else. So that was the Berserker. All in all, I do think it's a good class. So that's it. I don't have anything else. See you next time.